what's left of our camping trailer that ended up in our neighbor's tree. They were here right away to help us out, and that's all true.
Look around.
It's only been a few days, and they're already here rebuilding our house.
I'll say, still, even though it's been 3.5 weeks later, they're still calling to find out how we're doing.
Brad Nessler, Boomer Esiason, and Michael Barkan, Allegiant Field, Birmingham. And Brent Peace along with us, the quarterback for the Birmingham Fire, looking over at the defensive side of the football. No, that's Paul McGowan. I take it back, the middle linebacker. There we go, number 53, former Butkus Award winner from Florida State. He looks at the Rider offense come up to the ball at the 36-yard line.
Red opposite! Red opposite! Set! Hold on!
Collision there, and still Blake got out.
You heard Jason Garrett say red opposite. He actually had to play called to the right and then change it to the left because he felt like there was a weakness to the defense. Let's take a look at it. Right at McGowan. McGowan runs. There it is.
Ooh. Everything went black there just for a second.
Well, you know, that's exactly what happens to your head, too, when you get hit like that.
Green, 890.
Blake picked up 7, second down and 3.
890. Set! Hold on!
Jason Garrett wants to throw the screen and got it out to Blake. And a nice job by Steve Heisch, the linebacker. Loss on the play of 3 yards, maybe 4.
Heisch does a nice job coming out of his zone to come up and force the play. They were only rushing 3 guys that time, Birmingham was. And Heisch did a nice job. Williams was responsible for Heisch, and Heisch just beat Williams to the point of attack.
838.
Pretty soon somebody's going to have to go downfield with a pass, and this will be a nice spot for it, I guess. 3rd and 9.
885.
4 wideouts for Jason Garrett, the Rider quarterback. Comes near sideline and completes it to Billy Hess. It's a first down at the 49-yard line.
Great protection that time by the San Antonio offensive line to afford Jason to scan the field. Billy Hess was probably his 2nd or 3rd receiver. He was looking down the middle for his brother. Take a look at this protection on the replay. Look at that. That's nice tight spiral right along the sideline. Hess does a nice job keeping his feet inbounds and aware of where he was for the first down.
721. 721. Set. Hold on.
Garrett perfect tonight on passing. 7 for 7. As McGowan makes the hit on Ricky Blake after he picked up 3 yards. Blake's a load. About 235, almost 240. There's McGowan adjusting helmet and helmet cam included. Ricky Blake out of Alabama A&M and came out of junior college. Didn't really play football at Alabama A&M. Went to the Canadian Football League. Played a couple of years for Mike Riley up there before joining the World League. Here he comes again off the right side. And he hurdled his way for another yard or 2, and that's it. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
The thing I like about the Birmingham defense is their gang tackling. I mean, they're all coming after Ricky Blake. I'm sure that Chan Gailey probably offered them an ultimatum this week. You've got to stop this guy or we lose the game. I'm sure that they're very well aware of the prowess that Ricky Blake has had on the ground thus far.
Blake only 15 yards on 7 carries, Boomer, so the Fire defense doing its job tonight. 3rd down, almost 6. Garrett trying to draw the Fire defense offside, and we do have penalty markers down.
I'll tell you what happened there. That time, John Garrett and the center knew that it was on 2, and the center felt that there was a defender that encroached over the line of scrimmage, and the center snapped the ball quickly. But what's going to happen is they're going to end up calling it.
Encroachment on the defensive team.
That was a smart play by the center. You know, in Cincinnati, Bruce Kazerski and myself have something similar to that. If we can get a defender to jump, then we'll forget about the snap count, and then Bruce will snap it on his own. That's exactly what happened that time.
I think it might have been Tony Bowick who jumped off.
John Vitale did a nice job of snapping the ball. That's an offensive play for that center. Unfortunately, that there is no statistic that goes in there for centers.
Now it's 3rd down and less than a yard. And Ricky Blake trying to go up over the top, and it's Brantley again. What a great game Brantley's having. I don't think Ricky got it unless they gave him a great spot. Brantley out of Georgia.
I'll tell you what, if he doesn't get it, you got to go for it here because you have the best rushing team in football. Ricky's got to pound it in there. Brentley does a nice job grabbing Ricky's right leg and pulling him back. This is going to be a real close measurement.
Come on now, come on now. Yeah.
I'd say maybe the length of the football short. What do you think? About that much?
I think you got to go for it, though, because you have the best rushing team in the World League versus the 9th defense.
And isn't it a confidence builder? You have to say, hey, we're good enough to get this.
Well, you can hear he said, I left 35. You're going to have Ricky Blake going off to the left side.
35.
And that'll put the heat on Pella McDaniels and Maurice Oliver on that side defensively for Birmingham, among others.
We'll have Ricky Blake going off the left side right here.
Let's see if Brantley's there to meet him, maybe. Fourth down. Crowd warming up for the defense. To the fire. The give. Blake. I don't know. Hit low by Tony Bowick. He submarined him. But he may have picked up the first down just flying forward near the 40-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Tony Bowick did a nice job of staying low. And this is going to be Birmingham's ball, I believe.
Tony Bowick shaken up a little bit after the tackle.
The object for the defensive lineman now is to stay low and get underneath the offensive lineman. He penetrates, gets in there, does a real nice job. And actually, Paul McGowan made the real big hit. Ricky Blake had to negotiate Bowick and came back inside, and Paul McGowan was there just like every good linebacker should be to clean up for his defensive lineman.
McGowan.
Watch McGowan here. Watch how he runs in behind the offensive lineman and makes the big hit.
And gives the ball back to his offense. Birmingham will have it when we come back. 10-10 to go in the half. No score in Birmingham.
Got him. The Orlando Thunder. World League Football on USA. Saturday at 8 Eastern.
San Antonio stopped on 4th and less than a yard, so the Birmingham offense takes over at its own 41-yard line. We're scoreless at Legion Field, and you can just feel the rain about to open up the skies over Legion Field. Scoreless with 10-10 to go first half. Best starting position of the night for the Fire. Blitz coming. Peace set to throw and going deep. And overshot his intended receiver, Stacy Mobley. The guy that stopped the 4th down conversion for San Antonio is with Michael Barkan on the sidelines.
You got it, Brad. Left inside linebacker Paul McGowan. You guys are 9th overall defensively in the league, and you're stopping the team that's first in the rush. How you doing this?
It's a big challenge for us. We worked hard all week. We watched a lot of film. I'll tell you what, their running back's a load, but we just come prepared, come out really fired up, and we're just executing real well right now.
Is that the bottom line? Stop Blake or else?
I think that, that's a big thing, especially when this kind of weather. It's rainy out, so they want to try to establish the run, and we know that, so we're coming out there geared against the run, and then have them throw the ball a little bit and see what happens.
All right, so far so good. Brad?
And the Fire offense throwing the ball, and it's almost intercepted by Calvin Nicholson, who had a better play on the ball than Stacy Mobley.
Really what happened that time is you had double coverage out in that particular part of the field, and Brent just hung that ball up a little bit. Nicholson almost made the play, came down with it.
Rondo.
Chan Gailey not talking about his favorite Beach Boys song, but rather a play here. Help me, Rhonda, on 3rd and 10.
Rhonda just is motion for them. We'll tell who's going in motion.
From the shotgun.
Here comes the blitz.
Look out, Brent Peace. Down he goes at the 30-yard line. John Fletcher. Last starter tonight and comes up with the first sack of the night, -11 on that one.
Last week against Barcelona, the San Antonio defense felt like they could really wreak havoc with their blitz. And again, they were going to wait and see if they could do that this week. And you can see here through helmet cam, that's exactly what they're doing. They were bringing 7 players on that particular point, with Birmingham only having 6 blockers.
San Antonio might bring 10 players here on the punt by Maggio. He just got it away, and it's a nice kick. It backs up Elliott Searcy all the way back to the 15-yard line. And Searcy slips after a 5-yard return, put down at the 20. 54-yard kick by Kirk Maggio. 5-yard return. The eternal flame of freedom in Birmingham. 8.5 minutes to go. First half, no score, Legion Field. We'll be right back. chance of rain just went up about 20%. We've got that coming down, and it's causing plays like this, Boom.
Well, what has to happen here is these players have to realize that the turf is going to be slippery like that, and there are special-made shoes for rain AstroTurf, or rain-soaked AstroTurf, I should say. Obviously, not wearing them on that particular play, Brad.
Riders from their own 21. Garrett back to throw, and going deep, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Miller, his 4th of the year, and he's got some blockers in front. And Miller brings it back to the 30-yard line before Ronnie Williams can put him down. John Miller, he had one for 99 yards and a touchdown earlier this year. He got an 18-yard return out of that one.
Every time we've done a Birmingham Fire game, we've talked about Miller and just how smart he is in the middle. That time he just watched Jason Garrett's eyes and ran right underneath Lee Morris. Does a nice job running with the ball here, too. Actually picks up some extra yardage. The thing about John Miller, when you're a safety, you got to be real cagey back there. You got to try to suck the quarterback into throwing it into your area when he's not looking, and that's exactly what happened.
So a great break for the Fire. Their offense at the San Antonio 29. Let's see what they can do with it. Give it off to Harris, and he bursts his way inside the 25 to the 23. Birmingham, as we said, coming in, the top team in the league in turnover margin, and we thought it would come into play tonight, Boomer.
We sure did. We said that if Birmingham was to win this game, it was going to have to do it through turnovers. And I'll tell you what, they're starting off in the right spot here in the second quarter.
Miller got the 10th interception of the season as a team for Birmingham. They had 4 against Orlando last week. One of those was for a touchdown, and for John Miller, he's got 4 of the 10 for the Fire. Harris again, looking for the left corner. Not quite a first down. Bumped out of bounds at the 20 by Gary Richard, the cornerback.
Gary Richard did a nice job coming up, forcing that play outside. Again, he realizes that he's not quite as big at 5'9", 186. Took him on low and knocked him out of bounds. To hit a big man like that down low, go at his knees.
Harris has 20 yards on 5 carries. Let's see if he gets it again. They bring in 2 extra tight ends to the Fire on 3rd down and a yard. Actually, almost 2.
Good place for a play action pass.
Here comes Harris again, and he just fights his way out for a first down as he'll get it near the 18-yard line. That'll be good enough. Anthony Cooney made the stop from the secondary.
Remember, Harris is 230 pounds going against Cooney, who's 200 pounds. Cooney found out just exactly what happened to Richard on the previous play. You got to have a big outside linebacker or defensive lineman to take that guy down if you want a loss of yards.
Elroy Harris made his Birmingham debut last week with 55 yards on 14 carries. And Chan Gailey says, hey, it's a great addition for us. A guy that was waived by the Montreal Machine. Jacques Dussault, the head coach there, said, hey, it was done in the interest of team spirit. He thought that Harris was kind of a bad seed. And Chan Gailey says he's been a model citizen here in Birmingham. And here he goes again down near the 11-yard line. Elroy Harris out of Eastern Kentucky puts his head down, lost his headgear.
I'll tell you what, if you're a defensive back, one of your worst nightmares is seeing a fullback the size of Harris coming around that corner at you. And I'll tell you, if you're a running back the size of Harris, you just love to see those little defensive backs sitting out there waiting for you. You want to punish those guys.
He's going to do a little hat work on the sideline. He comes out. It is 2nd down and 4 as Harris already with 29 yards on his 7 carries. Now it's Kenny Bell back in there. The deep set as a single setback, and he gets the call off the left side. Manning made the first contact. Short gain, maybe a yard for Kenny Bell, and that's it. It'll be 3rd down, close to 3.
You know, Brad, those DBs, all they do is complain that they're being held. They jump on the pile late, you know. That's why the big offensive players love to come around the corner.
Bear west. Wait. Right, Coco. Bear west. 345 wait. 345 wait. All right. Hurry up. Hurry up.
That's the key. Hurry up. It's 3rd and 3 at the 11.
Could be a play action pass right here.
There it is. The play fake.
He's got him. He's got him.
Out. Avery's got it to the corner. Touchdown.
Great call by Chan Gailey on that particular play.
Birmingham takes the lead as Steve Avery takes it in from 11 yards out as we get another look on our reverse angle.
You see Brent Peace, play action fake, come around the corner. And I'll tell you, Roderick Manning was so worried about the run that he forgot to take Avery out of the backfield. I'm happy for Brent because he threw a nice pass, picked up a nice, easy touchdown.
And give an assist, remember, to John Miller. He's the guy that had the interception that started that drive at the San Antonio 29. So they take it in from the 29, and now Win Lyle try to tack on the point after. High snap handled nicely, and Lyle drills it with 5 minutes, 4 seconds to go first half. 29 yards in 6 plays, a little over 3 minutes for the Birmingham Fire to get this one. Brent Peace to his fullback, Steve Avery, who puts his head down and dives to the corner. The Fire by 7.
Back, all right? Okay, so you guys got that. We'll take this guy as long as he's behind the quarterback, okay? Give us
Greg
that
Newhouse, defensive coordinator for San Antonio, trying to tell his troops what it's all about with some serious intensity and thought on the sideline. Well, the Riders have it back after the kickoff, and a penalty marker flies in as Umbra Johnson got it out across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Probably going to have an illegal block here by San Antonio.
Illegal block, number 58 on the run back.
That is the call. So instead of at the 21-yard line, they back it up. Birmingham has owned the second quarter as far as their points are concerned. About 6 times as many points in the second quarter as any other quarter if you take an average. There's what they've done this year, and they put 7 up for the touchdown lead here, and now the Riders will work just inside their own 11-yard line. Paul McGowan calling the shots from his linebacker position for the Fire.
885.
4 receivers set, but the Riders keep it on the ground. Ricky Blake going nowhere fast. Let's go down to the sideline. Michael Barkan with the Birmingham quarterback.
That's right, Brad. Coach said that he was going to let you guys as an offense do what you do best and get back to doing things, running the ball, throwing the ball instead of pulling in the reins. How has that manifested itself out on the field?
Well, I think it really helped us right there. You know, we got some good gains by Elroy, and the line really got him off the ball and gave us some opportunity to get some yardage up front. And then, you know, when we do that, consequently, it's going to open up our passing game.
It hasn't been an easy time for you these past 3 weeks. How do you feel now that you had a good game, you're coming back strong here? How does that make you feel, that everyone's maybe starting to lay off a little bit?
Well, you know, like I said all week, I can't worry about those people up there. That's beside the fact. But this isn't over, and we have to go out and continue to do this. And then, you know, at the end of the game, we'll be happy.
Thanks, Brent. Back to you, Brad.
Okay, Bart, thanks. Brent Peace, the headline story in the sports page today by Richard Scott, the beat writer for the Birmingham Fire. And the headline was Peace and Quiet. He finally got a little after a win last week. Jason Garrett got leveled as he tried that last pass. And now on 3rd and 10, they try a little inside to Billy Hess, and penalty markers all over the place.
Could have a little face mask or a little holding inside here.
Number 67, offense, ineligible downfield. At 10 yards, loss of down.
It's a shovel pass.
Letting the referee know it was a shovel pass, dude.
No, that's not the official's name.
Larry Nemmers is the official's name. It's not dude, but Vitale comes off. The Riders to kick, and the snap goes over the head of Kent Sullivan. And it's a safety for Birmingham. And that one ended up in the first row of the end zone seats. We're going to get another look at the snap. And Kent Sullivan says, hey, no way.
I'll tell you what was going on there. San Antonio was running their punt team on, trying to catch Birmingham off guard so they wouldn't rush the punter.
Eddie Grant's the guy that snapped it.
Eddie just got a little bit ahead of himself there, I think.
So the safety tacks 2 more on, and now Mike Riley's troops down 9-0.
How do you think you'd feel if you were the punter and you're in the back of that end zone and that ball goes over your head? That's got to be rather demoralizing, I think.
Man. Would have had to have been Manute Bowl to get that one. And he's still licking the fingers there. It's not going to help now.
In all fairness, you know the ball is very wet. I mean, the field is actually soaked. It hasn't been covered. And it's been raining here for, I guess, 2 straight days. I mean, it's coming down pretty good right now. Still has no excuse. He's got to be able to get that snap off.
Fire now at 9 points in the last minute, 25 seconds. That's the kind of conditions we have. Got to love the fans that came out here tonight. Sullivan now will free kick it from his own 20. James Henry takes it to 32-yard line. And Henry's got a seam up the left side across midfield, and he's all the way to the 44-yard line of San Antonio. 24-yard return by James Henry. And now with a 9-point lead, you don't mind Birmingham's chances, Boomer, the way they were running the ball with Elroy Harris in their last offensive series.
And I'll tell you what, they've had some great field position. I'll tell you what, Eric Jones is actually in the game right now at quarterback for Birmingham.
This is the 3rd time that Birmingham has started in San Antonio territory. And there's Eric Jones out of Vanderbilt in at quarterback. There's Brent Peace on the sideline.
This has got to be a special play. Here it comes.
Here it is. It's a little option, and he keeps it. And Jones gets good yardage inside the 40 to the 38. Anthony Cooney made the stop.
Really what happens there is they're not upset with Peace or anything. They're just trying to get a different flow of the game in there. Jones is a little bit probably niftier with his feet. We'll see how long Jones plays. I can't believe that they're upset with Brent at all. I mean, he's played well tonight, I think.
Jones one season led Vanderbilt in rushing, and he was also a wide receiver at one point before he was switched to quarterback there at Vandy. So he is a great all-around athlete. Gives it to Steve Avery, straight up the middle. Looks like a first down for big Steve Avery, who's got a touchdown tonight.
I'll tell you what he's doing. He's running the form of the veer option. Goes back quite a ways. I mean, he's handing the ball off, faking like he's going to run with the ball. Let's see what he does here.
Third and about a foot, Coach. Third and a foot. Okay. Goes right. Go right. Patriot. Split right. Patriot.
No, that's not a defensive play. That's an offensive play.
Just inside the San Antonio 35-yard line. The Birmingham Fire with just over 2 minutes to go in the half with a 9-0 lead. And it's Jones off the right side. And his Patriot got him about 2 yards and a first down.
They strictly have him in there because of his running capability, trying to show San Antonio a different look. I guess they feel that San Antonio has been blitzing quite a bit, so they're going to try to bring in the running quarterback and play a little option football with him.
And Gailey doing a little bit of everything on offense. 2 minutes to go in the half. The Fire by 9.
The World League on USA is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the World League, and by AT&T, the right choice.
With Michael Barkan and Boomer Esiason, I'm Brad Nessler at Legion Field in Birmingham, where Brent Peace has come in at quarterback after Eric Jones did his job. Boomer, nice little switch, change of pace there by the Fire offense.
It gives San Antonio defense something else to think about now. And I think that they feel that San Antonio's defense was blitzing quite a bit the last couple of series. So they want to get in there, do a little option running. You got a quarterback that has the ability of Johnson. Why not?
San Antonio comes in as the leading rushing team in the league. They've got only 26 yards to this point, while Birmingham has 64 yards on the ground. And with 2 minutes to go in the half, 9-0 Fire. And they're at the 32-yard line of San Antonio with a first down. Riders look like they might bring it with a blitz. This time, the give off the right side to Elroy Harris, as they had the look of an end around on that they ran to Mobley earlier in the ball game. This time, Harris keeps it inside. No gain. Coming up, Diana Nyan, our Reebok halftime report, as we take a look at the season at the midway point. Boomer and I will have highlights of this first half, and for the most part, it's been all Birmingham. That's coming up in about a minute and 38 seconds. Second down, almost 11 for Brent Peace. Shovel pass inside, and he got it to Steve Avery with a big hole up the middle. Avery, he might have another touchdown. He does. 32-yard touchdown. Brent Peace to Steve Avery. That's the combo of the night.
And remember that's a touchdown pass. You got to love that. If you're the quarterback, that's a great stat builder right there for you.
Mike Riley's not nuts about it. Head coach of the Riders. Here it comes, though.
Actually, what this play is, it's like a little inside draw trap. You combine the little flip, you combine the trap, and you combine also the draw aspect of it. And when it works, it's a thing of beauty.
Tell you what, Steve Avery is considered the big guy in the backfield for Birmingham, but he showed some speed there, and he weaved his way to the end zone from 32 yards out. His second touchdown catch of the night. Win Lyle to try to make it 16-0, and he does. So the Fire was 16 points in the last 3 minutes and 42 seconds.
When they work, Brad, it's a great call. Exactly what they did is they caught San Antonio into a blitz. You can see all the defensive men past the line of scrimmage. Nice move right there by Avery. Again, Richard does not want to take on a big back like Avery when he comes at you. Nice to see Avery at that big have that kind of moves.
And he didn't take out the sign there at the end of the end zone either. He found a way to hurdle it. Here he comes.
You know, and everybody says that's a dangerous play. That's not a dangerous play because that ball is on the ground. That's an incomplete pass.
Right.
That is not a fumble.
Done so well in the NFL, or had been, by Joe Montana to Roger Craig, or maybe Boomer Esiason to James Brooks, some of those guys.
Actually, I'm not very good at that. But you know who is really good at that is John Elway. Really, and you know, and that's Chan Galley coming from Denver with that offense, bringing it here and allowing Brent Peace to be a part of that. I mean, John Elway runs it about as good as anybody has ever ran it.
Gavin Maloof, the owner of this franchise, you know, he's a happy guy right now with a 16-point lead.
I wonder what this looks like through the helmet cam.
We're going to see that, as a matter of fact, after the kickoff by Win Lyle. Andre Johnson, the deep man of the trio, just a squib kick they keep on the ground. Ronnie Williams, the tight end, trying to shag it down, and does at the 22-yard line. Well, you ask and you receive. Let's take a look at what this thing looks like from the USA helmet cam.
And here come the linebackers. Here come the defensive linemen.
There it goes, right into 42. Ooh, Manning almost got a hand on it, didn't he?
I tell you what, Manny's head has got to be spinning right now. I just had it, I almost had it, Coach. I almost had it.
What a night Steve Avery's had. Two touchdown catches.
I don't know if that play will work again tonight. I'll tell you what, Manning will be looking for that the rest of the night, but that also will slow down his pass rushing charge.
San Antonio, 4 receivers for Jason Garrett on a first down from his own 22. They'd like to get something before halftime, and not a lot of time left. Garrett in and out of the hands of Ricky Blake. Clock stopped with 1:10 to go in the half. A baby's lost in the swamp on Swamp Thing. We think that's what happened to Michael Barkan at birth. We're not sure. That's Friday night at 10:30. You like this show, don't you? You check this out.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you one thing. Swamp Thing would make it here tonight. I'll tell you that.
10:30, 9:30 Central on USA. That is Swamp Thing on Friday night. Jason Garrett reloads and goes complete out to the 30, where John Garrett almost got his head taken off, but he did pick up 8 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 2, and the clock under a minute now in the half.
32!
Jason's had a pretty good first half with the exception of the interception. Hasn't really had an opportunity to throw too much.
Straight ahead they come.
There you go.
And a first down and a timeout called for with 39 seconds to go in the half. Ricky Blake, the big fella, took it up the middle. Mike Riley, who played collegiately here at Legion Field. And you know, he wanted a better return than this back to his college stomping grounds.
He might want that 580 switch.
And listen to what the coaches are saying to each other right here.
Let's go 580, yeah.
Tommy Lee, the offensive coordinator, is relaying things to Mike Riley.
580, okay.
580 is one of his. 580 is actually the pattern that Jason got hurt on back in Orlando. We were talking about that. That is one of his favorite patterns, where he has one of his outside receivers running a deep out route.
And he rolls to the right a little bit, doesn't
right,
he?
and he feels real confident throwing the ball. But what has happened is that his left tackle on that particular play did not step out, and the defensive end against Orlando made a big hit.
There's the other voice you were hearing that we were talking about, Tommy Lee, the offensive coordinator for the San Antonio Riders. So he makes the call to Mike Riley there in the headset. and then on to his quarterback. Let's see what they come up with. First down. Boomer told you what we should expect if everything goes as planned.
Big block for his left tackle right here. A roll to his right.
There's the roll. Got away from the pressure and fires near sideline. And a one-hopper to Dwight Pickens, incomplete.
That's one of their favorite routes, to roll a little bit out of there and hit a deep out route along the sideline. It's a good play, too, because if he does catch it, he can get out of bounds and can save the timeout.
Otis Moore got a little bit of pressure on Jason Garrett. He got away from that. Now has 33 seconds left to work. Garrett's 8 of 12 for 47 yards so far.
Actually, it sounds like he's calling the same
Red
play.
723. Red 723. Set. Hold on.
This time he looks left and goes left, and just over the outstretched hands of brother John Garrett on the far side of the field. So now it'll be 3rd down and 10 with 27 seconds to go in the half. 16-0 Birmingham.
580 switch.
That's fine.
580 switch.
Air it out.
Are you saying 580 switch, air it out? Go ahead, throw it deep.
Blue 885. Blue 885.
So this time don't look for Pickens on the comeback. Maybe Billy Hess going deep.
No, Billy Hess will run the out route inside. Billy Hess out. That's the switch call.
Okay.
The switch tells which receiver to run the out pattern. Originally it was 580. That means Pickens was going to run the out pattern, and Hess was going to run down the middle. When he says 580 switch, he tells the receivers to switch the routes.
Jason Garrett hit his first 7 passes. He's missed 6 of his last 7. And Hess was the intended receiver, got it too far in front of him, and now Sullivan to punt it away. James Henry drops back deep, and if you're Birmingham, I would think you bring everybody here with 22 seconds left in the half, try to put some pressure on the quarterback. Remember, they got a safety last time in punt formation. They put a little heat on him, and Sullivan goes down. No penalty marker down. And the punt will roll inside the 20, in fact, inside the 15. And we're down to 7 seconds left in the first half. And Sullivan says he was hit, but I think somebody maybe blocked the man into him. Let's see. I don't know.
I don't know about that either. That could have been roughing the kicker right there.
I think Kent's got a complaint there. Get another look. There comes Holland, the cornerback on the special teams. I don't think anybody got a piece of him. Maybe Ledbetter got a little piece. That's about it.
Is Ledbetter all over the place tonight or what?
He sure is. Ledbetter for San Antonio and John Brantley defensively for Birmingham have been 2 of the defensive stars so far tonight. Well, the Fire has probably 1 play left, and with a 16-0 lead, I wouldn't think you'd get fancy here at your own 12-yard line.
No, you just sit on it and you go into the locker room and have a cup of coffee and come out for the second half.
There's John Brantley, who's been in a lot of stops for the Birmingham Fire.
I'll tell you what, if you're Birmingham, you're real happy with the way your team has played. I think that they'll be more than happy to go in with a 16-point lead at this point in time.
Remember, they lead the league in turnover ratio. We told you that coming into the game, and they have helped turn that to their favor. John Miller had an interception that led to a touchdown drive. They had a safety, and Steve Avery scored on 2 touchdown receptions from 2 yards and then from 32 yards tonight. 11 yards and 32 yards, I should say, as Brent Peace goes down to 1 knee, and that will bring the first half to a close. So the fans who've braved the weather have a chance to look for a dry spot during intermission. And we're going to go down to Michael Barkan here as our halftime score has Birmingham shutting out San Antonio 16-0. Bart?
Yeah, Brad, with Mike Riley, and I imagine this is not the return to Birmingham that you had envisioned. What are you going to do second half?
Well, I think the #1 thing we need to do is move the football and sustain something. We haven't found anything we've done consistently well for a period of time. We've done some things isolated well, but nothing plays back to back.
How much of that is rain and how much of that is needing to improve in certain areas?
Well, I think the rain is a little bit of a factor, but not a great factor. I think we're hurting ourselves. We threw some balls into bad areas a couple times, and then we just didn't convert on 4th down. Those kinds of things are very isolated things that have hurt us, and they're causing a big problem. We just got to turn that part around, pick something we can do, and stay with it.
All right, Coach, better luck in the second half. Maybe a little more rain, Brad, to put out the fire. Back to you.
All right, the Riders are a great second half team. Keep that in mind, but right now they're on the short end by 16.
The Reebok Halftime Report, brought to you by the greatest sports performance shoe in the world, the Reebok Pump. Pump up, and they're out. Reporting from New York, here's Diana Nyad.
Hello, everybody. This is our halftime report here on USA. We are now past the halfway point of the season, and you at home, we here, are beginning to answer some of those questions that we had before the league ever kicked off. For instance, would foreigners ever accept the American game of football? I think we can safely say, so far, that question has been answered with a rousing yes. Would the helmet cam be insightful to you people at home? And I think you'd have to say